early into the round. They don't want to just rush him in where maybe he doesn't have time to get a pick first. But it does really feel like they're looking for this B play at the moment. And MVP, they're playing passively like they usually do. They don't really have any information, but they do have that player floating around CT, or can float around CT to actually come in quickly to try to stop the push onto B. But here it is.
Sign is dropping a flashbang from the high ground just as he starts to push in. That is perfect timing. Shuts down the push, but he's got no support. Rinder's outside the site. We see the creep from Mo. Shoulder peeking coming in. There goes the first player. How many more can he get? 2. That's really well done. Rinder goes down immediately, though. And it's going to be a long rotation for MVP before they can go for any kind of push.
Yeah, this was really big. Oh, nice shot there. Argency getting the look in, but just immediately being taken down. And I think he wanted to try to just go for a hero play, take down the bomb planter or something, but his teammates were not in position to help him out. Sound delivering a quick entry frag there. The flashes come in. This really helps Sound get it in through the window, but somebody delivers there with the UMP. It's just on HSK. Missing a few shots, hits that one, but there's no time for another one. And this is probably going to go to overtime at this rate, 14-15, and MVP have no money.
That is a huge risk by Argency there. He can wait for his team for the retake, but I guess he wants to try and pick off some Ts before they get into post-plant position. Took a gamble, didn't pay off, and they find themselves in an extremely awkward situation here. Worst case scenario though, they go to overtime, but I'm sure they won't want that.
Yeah, I can forgive it from that perspective. If he can just get it 1 kill as they're moving into position and is it traded, a 2 versus 2 is much easier for the CTs than a 3 versus 3 on that bomb site, I would say. So yeah, I can see it, but it's definitely going to be a very interesting situation now that we have no money for MVP, and they've done pretty well on some rounds like this in the past. So we can't put it past them to find a way to win this. That said, after some suboptimal anti-forced by type rounds from TyLoo, they've also shown us that they do know some of the correct ones as well. So hopefully they pick one of those and don't throw away the overtime.
So this is really interesting because for a team that basically doesn't force buy, until they come to this point where they have no choice, you do wonder if they have a plan for a force buy. We saw the flash play on eco rounds towards long, but I do wonder if they have a plan to best utilize these 5-7s and CZs, which we otherwise rarely see from them. TyLoo going to be playing the slow game again, and of course MVP are going to be very limited on their utility in a round like this, so that's one advantage of playing the clock for TyLoo, is that most of it should disappear, so counter flashes, CTs popping around from corners will be become less likely as time goes on, and we see there's a setup towards short, so indeed they do have a plan. But it's a gamble now. The Molotov goes down, and I wouldn't be surprised if they deploy that short flash.
TyLoo are doing exactly what they need to do, though. Again, I like that they wait, they delay things, play very passively. Now we see the proper push onto A long with almost all of the players. That's exactly what you need to do. I mean, it's so difficult for the CTs to get good engagements here for them to use the pistols properly. And in fact, they're going completely the wrong way as well.
They still had the flashes for this corner, but unfortunately they've made the wrong read. There we go. It is the firing squad. Smoke goes down as well, and I would say overtime is very likely at the moment. I like how they could choose to hold on to short, but they're going to play the range against a team with little to no weaponry. So this is going to be very painful for MVP. That P250 is going to suck from range. Those 5-7s will have to, well, maybe not. This round's pretty much a formality for TyLoo, and indeed we are going to overtime. 5 rounds per half, $16,000 per player. MVP, they had a great opportunity to take that over the line, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, both teams having really good T halves, and neither team really having much to say on the CT side. So it's going to be fun to see how things develop now in overtime. And TyLoo, I expected them to win, and okay, MVP did play really well at the start of the series, but it's almost like, okay, it's the first map of the day, it's early in the morning, you kind of expect maybe TyLoo to warm up a little bit as well, and I do put it in their favor despite what we've seen. I mean, Mo has been prolific with that AWP, and he's not going to run out of any money to be constantly buying those AWPs. And here comes the fast play onto Catwalk. Sounds just sitting there. This is not looking good here. HSK, only 1 frag for him.
That was really weird. Argency gets taken down, though. Down to 2 versus 2 very quickly. That is a war of attrition on the short area, and that is the bomb on the floor. And the problem for MVP, though, is that Mo is the last man standing. and he's definitely not the person they want to be up against right now. There's a flank coming in from Sign, but if he goes for the running jump onto Xbox, perhaps Mo will hear him? Apparently not. Going for the Molotov on the site. The trajectory will tell his position, and indeed, Sign coming in from the back. Will steal the AWP as well. Nice stuff at the beginning of overtime. MVP take the round. Now we have to keep an eye on how TyLoo spend their money. We've seen double ops on the T side from TyLoo. But again, in overtime situations, be it MR3 or MR5, you've got to be very careful with how you spend the cash.
It's quite funny as well. It's not often that you're going to see both teams start an overtime with very fast catwalk timings. That's very rare, I think. And Mo, he's done so much work before. Oh, this time he's going to get shut down. HSK comes in there with the fast shot on defense. That's very nice. And TyLoo get nothing early on. So every T team out there sort of needs to understand exactly how to play the 5 versus 4, but also when you lose your picking situation, you go down 4 versus 5, you got to understand how to take map control here. They can't, if they lose one more guy, if they try to pick back, and they're down to a 3 versus 5, suddenly it's desperation mode.
One problem for TyLoo in this situation where Mo is the first pick is that Attacker has not had a good time of things. He's had 5 kills per half, and one of them was a team kill. So he's got 9 kills on the scoreboard. He really needs to start turning up for his team, especially with Mo, the first man down. He's had a lot of clutch for his side. But, oh, looking fancy's made his way through the defenses here. CT's coming out through the smoke and he'll help things down. There's a good chance for the CTs to defend, but maybe not. Sign gets taken down on the doors. Now there's nobody in the B bomb site. They've got the man advantage, but they're all outside. And the rotation will be a long one. Sound is top mid at the moment. Nobody in the tunnel. Maybe Sound will head that way. HSK in, CT spawn as well. The bomb's still not planted though. That allows the CTs extra time to get closer.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough for the CTs here. Somebody repositioning with the AWP. There's no one actually in Upper Dark, so that's always a little bit of a worry, but can be a bit awkward. But TyLoo should be okay here. In comes the CTs, all the way through window. Nice defense initially. Somebody and DD holding things down here. And it's just going to be Sound left. He's managed to bring himself to 1 versus 1, but the shadow gives the game away. Somebody connects the shot, and we get a 1 round apiece now on overtime.
Just a correction, Attacker didn't team kill anyone. He's got 10 kills on the board, 5 on each half. But indeed, he's just like, he's on a tour bus at the moment. He's on a tour bus going around the site, just admiring the scenery while his team do all the work. So he needs to join them. Everyone else is above 20 frags on the side. 16 to 16, the AWPs continue onto both teams. And again, we've got that long play coming in from TyLoo. Oh, they've messed up the first flashbang. That might be helpful for MVP. And indeed, Sound manages to escape. They give up long early. Oh, HSK going for an aggression, maybe over the smoke by the barrels. Didn't work out for him though. There goes Sign as well. Big advantages for TyLoo. Again, they just keep getting the fast picks on the round they're winning. Yeah,
great response from Sound there, not to be too afraid, and actually goes in to try to get the frag over the smoke, because you've got to take a big risk in this spot. You've gone down too many players, and now the focus sort of goes onto Rinda. He's in middle by the lower dark area, looking for the engagement, waiting patiently for the T's to come and attack him, and he's going to get the first frag. That's really important there, and that's going to stop the play back to B, or the options back to B, and make things a little bit clearer here for MVP as to what TyLoo should likely be doing. Although they will have 1 player in B just for safety. It's back to a 3 versus 3 now, so real possibilities here, but TyLoo are creeping up long, and this is going to be very tough for Sound.
Yeah, he's made his way over towards the Gandalf position. He's aiming into the box, so his aim doesn't give him away, but he's forced from the position with the Molotov. Attacker goes for the bad plant there on the site. We've got a rotation towards short and 1 player in CT spawn. The smoke will hide Argency for the time being, but he comes out for the 1 versus 1 early before his teammate rises on short. House down to the 1v1. Rinda with 2 kills already so far. Attacker looking for the headshots. Good tagging so far, hasn't been touched, and indeed the headshot will come in. So it's another situation where MVP had a 2v1 situation. Another situation for a situation, Dan. But Attacker goes for the early peek and leaves them at a relative disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always sad to see, isn't it? Just bad coordination there. And it steals away the chance to capitalize. And TyLoo starts to take advantage. And let's not forget as well, TyLoo had not the best showing initially on the first half. They definitely were cold. Attacker, somebody also that looked quite cold, but now he's clutching. And once again, HSK is actually besting anyone challenging him on long in this overtime. It's very important. And the lower dark push comes in as well from the CTs.
Oh,
they get
my
completely mowed down there by Fancy. That is a problem.
This is becoming an extremely violent game of Counter-Strike. The CT's being reactive now. We have Argency. He was pushing B tunnel, but he's chosen to rotate all the way towards top mid, towards T-spawn rather. Fancy's making his way towards long, and he could get taken down from the back. He's made his way into the doors, and that might be to his advantage now. Argency is slowed down, however. In fact, both CTs are there. There we go. The flank will pay off. Now we do wonder if Argency will make his way towards short. That would be a great play because the bomb's being planted for short, but he's going to join his teammate on long. This is going to be a very interesting fight.
It's going to be a tough situation. HSK, can he save the day once again? For MVP, as the grenades start to come in, that elevated position would be quite annoying to deal with. Do they expect anyone to be there? Probably not, to be honest, as they search for one of the two Ts, looking for those one-on-ones, looking to try to pressure the Ts out of position. First shot made by HSK. Oh, but in comes Attacker, creeping around the back there. Oh, finds both players. Fantastic work there from Attacker. Again, another clutch from him to save TyLoo in one of these awful situations.
They had 4 kills in that round like that. 2-man spray transfer. One of them completely blinded through the smoke. That is insane and gives them a strong advantage, a 2-round lead now as we go into the last round. There's the first one. That was absurd. Death from above if ever I saw it. And then Attacker with the second one, just sweeping headshot. This puts Rinder on a UMP for this round. No early pick with the AWP on this occasion, but there's still a push from the Ts towards long. Somebody's made his way in, but they're not going to commit all the forces there. He's going to be hiding inside the blue position, normally held by CTs as an off angle. HSK should be looking for this smoke to disappear, see if anybody's behind it. And they've got a trade situation as well. If that smoke disappears in time, but it doesn't. Another 2-man spray down for TyLoo.
Yeah, that's so huge. They're just sitting in the smoke. Oldest trick in the book is going to really pay off there for somebody. He's just opening up the round. In fact, closing the round as well for his team with those 3 kills. The A bomb side is completely lost, absolutely, as it's just Fancy left here in middle. Another couple kills there to finish off the round. TyLoo with a very strong showing, and a lot of it is down to these clutch plays that we didn't really see from them in regular time, and that does bode very poorly for MVP.
Just want to note, we saw those last 2 kills from Fancy's position, but it looks like a crazy spray down, but Mo got both of those kills. Yeah, this is, I mean, the timing is so unfortunate. The smoke is just about disappearing. Somebody with a lovely angle, maybe not time to communicate where the player was. Maybe they didn't even know. Strong half from TyLoo after a difficult half in normal time. Dominating lead now as they move into the CT side. Double AWPs coming out for TyLoo. That is going to be an important factor if MVP win this round. And again, 4 people towards B. Going back to the strats they had in normal time on their T side. A foot's shown, an elbow. Oh, bit of waist, bit of leg. Now they have the information that there's an AWP. Let's see what they choose to do. They could put a smoke down. They don't need to necessarily push behind it. Unfortunately, that smoke is terrible. And Fancy, I mean, that's way too deep. I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve with that one because it hasn't achieved the objective. Player spotted outside. Sam going for the pre-fire. There's a smoke down. Very smart stuff there by DD. Moving maybe back into the B bomb site. Fancy with a lovely shot straight to the face of Rinder. DD coming in for support as well. And there's Fancy with one more. This is falling apart for MVP. The orbs are going bananas. Sign in the smoke. How much can he do? There are more people. Okay, hello. He's got the site now. 2 kills for him. 2 more to find. Both players outside the site. 50 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have pressure to plant the bomb just yet. Waiting for any play from TyLoo. Sees the AWP. Oh, nice stuff. 1-to-1. So close. So close, and they needed that so bad. But it wasn't to be. TyLoo with 4 match points. Game points, rather. Game points.
That could have been insane there, Sign. I mean, I feel like we haven't managed to see enough of that from him. And he's so capable of doing it as well. What a crazy guy he is. But this was so awesome. What an epic defense from Fancy. Just AWP shot after AWP shot. Only 1 shot missed and just all the hard-ons connected. Great start. He is going to continue into the next round with the AWP shenanigans. Oh, surely not. Oh, my God. Mo. It's not how you do this, mate. That is not how this game works. You do not shoot your friends in the head.
The skill, the aura has been transferred from Mo to Fancy, and Mo's been left with something quite different. This is terrible for MVP. Look at the health on these players. Argency and HSK are very close to death's door. And Fancy just delivering for days. Oh, so close. This is very enjoyable and satisfying to watch all these AWP kills, but Rinder's going to get nice headshot on short with the AK. Mo is lurking there. Two very dangerous AWPers on the TyLoo side. They're both alive. Argency towards long, biding his time, but DD's in lower tunnel, and if they have a read on where all these T's are, then this round could be shut down very quickly. HSK still on short. DD's just holding the off angle at the moment, being safe, just waiting for any rotation. In the meantime, he can feed the T's to Mo.
It's a classic spot, classic connection. There is the trade though, but these players are so incredibly low for MVP. There's 30 seconds to get the bomb planted. The pressure is on. DD comes in. Oh no, that's the bomb down. That's going to force Argency to come onto the bomb site. And with only 14 points of health, that is a big problem for him. And the trade will be set up here by TyLoo as well. Just waiting for the perfect moment. The fire is thrown in there, but it's going to be the frag coming in. 21-16, TyLoo. Perhaps they should never have gone to overtime. Perhaps they just needed to warm up. Whatever it may have been, they showed that they are the true winners here on Dust 2 today. And that's going to be a good way for them to start the series.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of their matches this weekend have been quite shaky considering what we've expected of them. And indeed, MVP were in a great spot to close out that first map. Wasn't to be, however. TyLoo, I mean, Mo, he just went with all levels of nuclear in that game. But it's Fancy up there with 39 kills, actually. So creeping up to the over the edge. Mo had 31, but again, the impact frags from Mo. He just devastated. There were many rounds where he got 2 kills over towards long. So many picks from him. Devastated the defenses very early on.
Yeah, he really brought them back in. There were so many moments where it honestly looked completely lost, and he was able to. Because I mean, this is a problem for a lot of T-side teams. How do we open things up? If you've got a guy that can just shoot people and just take them down straight away, makes things a little bit more simple. But we do have our analysts back after that incredible first map. How are you guys feeling?
Once the Dragon woke up, forget about it, right? Like you said, slow start, but you didn't want to go to overtime with that. I mean, they dominated that overtime. Without a doubt. Gentlemen,
no,
what's there to say?
Well, you were absolutely correct.
Wow.
It looked really promising for MVP, and largely because they actually had a T side this time. We criticized them yesterday when we saw them play Dust 2 by the fact that they didn't actually have like defaults to go to. They would kind of hope to end up on a site. This time we actually saw some thought process behind what they were doing at every step of the way, and you could see that it actually led to results as well.
Great first side.
Exactly. And then we get over to the CT side, a bit more rocky for MVP. One of the things that they actually didn't do as much as they did in their previous matchup versus TyLoo was that they kind of went down on the aggression on the CT side, which I thought was a bit of a shame, because when you saw it actually being brought out here in the regulation, it actually worked. That's kind of what started their CT side jump, bringing it to a situation where they would get to 15 rounds. So